I would say if you like games where you collect stuff and you use that stuff to do cool stuff, you're going to love Tales and Tactics.
I mean, everyone loves tinkering. I'm a big deck builder fan. I think we all are. And so, I mean, even in Magic the Gathering, I'm a big fan of, let's make this terrible card that no one uses. Let's make it great. What key cards can I possibly put together with this to make it at all useful? And you lose a lot, but it's still fun. And end up with you making something that you haven't seen before.
Oh, down to the wire on that one.
I am Mike May. I am the owner of Table 9 Studio, project lead, I guess you would call it.
Well, I'm Eden Uceta. I'm one of the lead developers / designers / implementers for Tales and Tactics.
I will give the same tip that I gave the Yogscast crew when they first played, and they did not listen to me at all and died on the first boss. So listen, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Diversify your team, make good, solid composition that is nice and evenly rounded. Don't say, that unit is cool, I'm going to put everything on that unit and just put them in the front lines and watch them do work. If they're not properly supported, they're going to fall.
The number one would probably just be to read all the text. We really hope if you read all the text, you should have a head start. After you lose the first run, play again. The second run is where you're going to learn 80% of it. The first run, you can't really expect to get that far. And you'll probably end up making some kind of mistake. Putting all your eggs in one basket, sure. Maybe not maximizing how you use your traits, sure. Maybe you just forget to use the shop and buy stuff in the shop. Run number 2, 3, 4, that's when you start going up the understanding ladder.
There is also, I'll include a bonus tip, just because it's a brand new feature and I want to show it off, a unit ability preview system for people who don't want to read, because, yeah, it is a lot of text. So if you press shift and hover over a unit, you'll just see what they do in combat. You just watch their skill go off before you ever start the fight. So if you don't want to read, you just hover over a guy like, oh, he casts a big magic blast. This guy, oh, he's healing. Okay, I see what's going on here. You don't actually have to read anything.
It also shows their range, so you know exactly where to place them. That's another very common starting thing is, I don't want to look through all these stats. So holding shift, you know exactly how far they can target. You know to put them in the back or the front.
We added a replacement unit for one of our top-end rare guys. The new character is called Kyo. Kyo is a dragon, and he steals stats like a madman. If you can reduce the mana cost of Kyo down sufficiently far enough, you will just end up with a dragon that has like 20,000 health, and on average we're talking like 3,000 is like a good amount for an endgame unit. This can get like 5-10 times that if you very carefully itemize and build your entire comp around Kyo. Well, Kyo is the only one who's going to do anything. I'm not going to say it wins all the time, but it is really fun to watch because those stats get astronomical.
We had another unit that needed to be replaced, just a model that wasn't working out. And we had this sort of idea of a Mimic treasure chest for some time. So Mike just sat down and said, oh, I'll bang out something cool. And all of a sudden we have a Mimic treasure chest who eats an enemy unit and stores it inside of them for some time and digests them and spits them out. And it's a crazy, over-the-top knockback and stun and all this crazy stuff. And it's fantastic. It's one of my favorite high-end unlockable units.
There are definitely broken combos in the game. To be discovered, though, that's part of the fun of roguelikes. Sometimes you get the God Run, and you get 3 mage banners, which the odds of that are astronomically low, but if you get it, you know what? You win that run. Just go have fun. I'm going to have to shout out to our community. We are so community-led in how we design. This is one of my primary tenets. I love interacting with my community. We want to push our Discord server as much as possible, and we have just started doing some really cool, fun activities. We just completed our first community design challenge, which was a place where our beta players could submit ideas for a particular feature in the game, and we reviewed them all and picked our top 3, and they are going into the game at launch, and those members are now in our credits. I love doing stuff like this, where people can just really, truly influence the game. We've had several, like, really long, detailed analysis reports that end up doing, like, real actionable feedback. There was a few people that kind of had a nice conversation going. They said, hey, you know what? You should add a timeline to the recap. You should be able to see how much damage was taken, because we didn't have that originally. You should see how many killing blows each unit got. We're like, keep it coming. More stuff. Not a lot of developers like doing this, and therefore I don't think there's that many opportunities for it out there. It's mostly in smaller teams like ours. It is just the 2 of us and one other individual as core team.
3 people.
Everybody else is short-term contractors and things like that. I'm going to have to shout out Lindsay, though. Lindsay has been with us for a year now on contract and is our primary artist. She is the one who has made the world what it is, and it wouldn't be the same without it.
I really appreciate the community aspect. I know Mike does as well. This is something that coming from a modding, community-focused development aspect, we really get a lot out of seeing what people react to. We had a lot of time where people would send in their first few hours of gameplay, and we would just analyze that, see where is their mouse going, what are they paying attention to, what are they skipping over, and try to apply a sort of like attention-focused approach to how we design the UI, the tutorial, pretty much everything. We had so many different iterations of the tutorial, and we're much happier with this most recent one, which is much more your actions focused. So there's just a lot of different ways of interacting with the community and seeing what people do with our game that we have gotten to be very lucky to engage with.
But I really appreciate being connected and like being able to talk one-on-one with a player. I don't see a metric data of 5,000 players. I want to talk to a few, and I can do that on Discord.